Hello students, welcome to this computer class. In this class, I am going to discuss about the chapter 4, which is algorithms and flowchart. In this class, I am going to discuss about the second part of this chapter. So first is decision making. So in case of decision making, you have to check a condition which is true or false. To check a condition, we need decision making statement which is if then else statement. So this is a program. Write an algorithm for a program which finds the larger of two numbers entered by the user. So in this program you have to check two numbers and find the largest among them. So this is the algorithm. Steps. First is start, then read the input values for two numbers and store them in variable a and b. Now you have to check these two number which is greater. For checking we use this operator which is greater than operator. So if now we write the condition a greater than b, if a is greater than b, then if the condition is true, if this condition is true, then this statement will execute it. So under then you have to write the true statement which is large is equal to a. Here large is a variable. If a is really greater than b, then a large is equal to a. And else part, in the else part, if this condition becomes false, then else part gets executed. So else part is large is equal to b. If a is not larger than b, then b is the biggest number. So large is equal to b. So print the result stored in the variable large and then stop. Suppose a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 5. So here in the if condition, if a greater than b means 10 greater than 5, then large is equal to 10 because 10 is really greater than, so large greater than 5, so large is equal to 10 is executed and else part is ignored, and then print statement gets executed, means large is equal to 10, print statement, and then end. And if a is equal to 5, this is the suppose this is the first case and this is the second case. Suppose if a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 10 and these numbers are entered by the users, then if 5 greater than b, this is false, this condition is false, so then portion is not executed, only else portion is executed. So else large is equal to b means 5 10, sorry, here 10, a greater than b, so 10. Now then print 10, then stop. This is another example. Write an algorithm for a program which checks a number entered by the user is even or odd. So suppose user entered a number and then you have to check the number is even or odd. So first is start, then read the input value and store them in the variable n. If n mod 2 equals to 0. So n mod 2 equals to 0 is a condition checking. If this condition is true, then this statement gets executed, means print even number. If this condition becomes false, then else portion, means print odd number, gets executed, then stop. Here this is mod sign, this is mod symbol, and this symbol returns the remainder. So, if n is equal to 4, then 4 mod 2 means 2 to the 4, this is the remainder. So, it takes only the remainder. So the result of 4 mod 2 is equal to 0, then it checks is equal to 0. If 0 equals to 0, then it is true, then even number is printed. If suppose n is equal to 5, then 5 mod 2 is equal to 1, because 5 divided by 2 means remainder 1. So, remainder is 1. So, 1 equals to 0. No. So, this condition get false. So, the result is print odd number. Then stop. Next topic is flowchart. So, flowchart is another way to design the logic of a program. A flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of a problem-solving process in which steps are laid out in logical order using geometrical symbols. So, flowchart uses geometrical symbols to solve the problem. In terms of computers, this problem-solving process is referred to as a computer program. Thus, a flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of a program. It is called a flowchart since it charts the flow of a program. This is the symbols of flowchart. This is the oval symbol, and this symbol is used for start and stop. In algorithm, we write start and stop, but in case of flowchart, we use oval symbol to denote start and stop. Next is rectangle. Rectangle denotes process. This is used to indicate process or action, for example, add two numbers. Like here in the algorithm, addition means A plus B. It is denoted as process, and this is denoted by rectangular symbol. Or in this example, large is equal to A, it is also a process. It is also denoted by the rectangle symbol. Next is parallelogram. This symbol is used for input and output. This is used to indicate input and output of a program. For example, read a number, print a name, etc. Here is an example. So, read the input value for two numbers A and B. This is denoted by the parallelogram. And print statement means output statement is also denoted by this symbol. Next symbol is diamond. Diamond means decision making statement. So, when we use decision making statement like if then statement, we use diamond symbol. So, if A greater than B, this statement is represented by this diamond symbol. Next is flow line. Flow lines, these lines are used to show the flow of the logic or flow of the program. Next is features of a flowchart. You should keep in mind the following points while creating a flowchart. A flowchart should have only one start and one stop symbol. The general direction of flow in a flowchart is from top to bottom or left to right. Arrowheads are used to indicate the flow. These arrowheads are used for indicate the flow of the information or sequence of steps. The arrow lines should not cross each other. When a flowchart occupies more than one page, the off-page connector, this is the off-page connector, are used for joining the parts on the different pages. The parts of a flowchart contained within one page are joined by the on-page connector. This symbol is a on-page connector symbol. This is the flowchart of a program which adds two numbers entered by the user. So first start, then with this help of arrow line it indicates the flow of the program. Next step is read two numbers, means input two numbers, which is denoted by this parallelogram symbol. Read A, B. Next is process symbols, because we have to add this two number. So add is equal to A plus B. Here add is a variable, A is a variable and B is also a variable. Next, print add. This is the output symbol. This is also a parallelogram symbol. And last is stop. This is another example of flowchart. Draw a flowchart for a program which finds the average of two numbers. So start, then for input two numbers, read A, B, then find the average. So this is the process box. AV is equal to A plus B divided by 2. Next, for the print means output. So we use this symbol, print AV, and then stop. This is another example of flowchart. This is for decision making statement. So draw a flowchart for a program which finds the larger of two numbers entered by the user. So first is start, then read two numbers, then check which is greater. So we use this diamond symbol. If A greater than B, you have to write inside this diamond symbol. Then if this condition is true, like here, write this arrow and put T means true, then this statement will execute it. This is the process. L is equal to A. Here L denotes a variable which stored the large number. And if this condition becomes false, then this statement gets executed, which is L is equal to B. And after that you have to write this connector. This is the on page connector, and here connector number is 1, and it is also 1 because both are connect with the same statement, which is print L. Next, stop. This is the another example of flowchart for decision making statement. For a draw flowchart for a program which checks a number entered by the user is even or odd. So first start, then read the number, read n, then check the condition. So if n mod 2 equals to 0, if this condition is true, then these symbols get executed, which is print even, and if this statement becomes false, then this statement gets executed, which is print odd. So both these statements are connected with a connector called 1, because both these statements are connected with this last statement, which is stop. That's all for today's class.